Welcome back to Warrensburg, Mules football fans. I'm Katie Smith for UCMathletics.com. We are in the fourth week of the 2014 season, the second home game for UCM, and today the Mules take on Nebraska-Kearney here at Walton Stadium, Kennedy Field for Family Weekend at Central Missouri. The Mules are looking to get back to 500 with a win here today, this being just the sixth all-time meeting between UCM and Nebraska-Kearney. Let's hope for a repeat of last year when the Mules went into Kearney and beat the Lopers 56-0.
The UCM coaching staff participated in the Coach to Cure MD program for this game. They wore patches on their shirts and welcomed a special family to the game, all in recognition of research for muscular dystrophy. We'll kick off the highlights in the first quarter. First possession for Nebraska-Kearney. Romero Cotton finds a hole, leaves everyone behind him as he carries the ball 49 yards for a touchdown. We're just about 5 minutes in, and the Lopers take a 7-0 lead. Let's skip ahead. We're near the end of the first quarter now. Mules have the ball and are looking at 3rd and 12 from the UNK 35. Hayden Hawk on the run, but he finds Cullen Rosine. 22-yard gain on that toss. UCM is in the red zone. It worked once between those two. Why not again? Hawk fakes the handoff, hits Rosine in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Mules. We're all tied up 7-7. Second quarter action now. UCM defense putting a stop to the Kearney run. Jason Venkis just absolutely denies Cotton any ground. Very next play, the entire drive is stopped when Venkis and Josh Powell team up to bring down the QB. Just before halftime, Kearney scores again on a 29-yard pass. Slow start for the Mules against the Lopers, and heading into the locker room, Central Missouri trails Nebraska-Kearney 14-7. Whatever head coach Jim Sabota said at halftime gets the Mules going in the second half. Beginning of the third quarter here, UNK QB cannot escape Russell Allen. Allen brings him down 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Next possession for UCM ends in a 37-yard field goal from Will Mondragon. Mules cutting the deficit down just 14-10 now. The tide starts to turn here at the 9:22 mark. 1st and 10 from the Central 37. Hawk hits fullback Sean Gorman. Gorman chugs down past the 50 with a 21-yard gain. 2 plays later, Hawk finds Justice McMullen. Mules get 12 yards there. And 2 plays after that, Levance Taylor gets his feet moving straight into the end zone. 13-yard touchdown run for Taylor, and UCM is in the lead 17-14 about halfway through the third quarter. Kearney punts, so we're back to the Mules. 3rd and 13 from their own 20. UCM gets the conversion on a 29-yard pass from Hawk to McMullen. Very next play, line of scrimmage at the 49. Hawk rolls, throws on the run. UNK doesn't even cover Kyle Eccles. He is free and clear into the end zone. 51-yard touchdown route. The Mules extend the lead at 24-14. Let's take the action into the fourth quarter. UCM has marched downfield, and at the 5, Levance Taylor carries in the score. Mules lead extended to 31-14. Nebraska-Kearney did not score at all in the third quarter, but the Lopers throw one 24 yards into the end zone here in the fourth. It's back to a 10-point game, 31-21, with 11 minutes to play. Ensuing kickoff return to the UCM 18-yard line. First play from scrimmage, and Eccles finds himself wide open again. Hawk hits him in the middle of the field. No one comes close to catching him. 82-yard touchdown play for Hawk and Eccles. Mules lead 38-21. Later in the quarter, UNK intercepts Hawk, then capitalizes with a Bronson Marsh to Cougar Williams touchdown. UCM still leading 38-28. Mules respond with a handoff to Taylor. He finds a gap and hits it, turns on the Jets up the far sideline, and 73 yards later ends up in the end zone. With about 5 minutes left on the clock, UCM leads 45-28. Lopers spend the next 4.5 minutes trying to score, but turn the ball over on downs. Mules run out the clock from there. Central Missouri beats Nebraska-Kearney at home, 45-28.
We've been going through this thing. I think that we're sort of afraid to break through and play like we can, and playing a little bit inhibited. And I think that's not the way you play the game. You got to play it like you really don't have anything. And we try to set our goals high around here, and sometimes it can be a little bit demotivating if it doesn't turn out initially how you thought, and that was kind of the deal. You talk about it in practice during the week that you're going to have an opponent that's hungry coming in, and sometimes, when you've had a game like we had against these guys, and you look at their record and so forth, and you just can't do that. You just got to play the game like you you can. You got to play with some abandon, and I think we saw that in the second half finally.
So did they come?
In the final stats, Hayden Hawk was 18 of 29 for 347 yards and 3 TDs. Levance Taylor rushed for 157 yards on 19 carries, scoring 3 touchdowns. Kyle Eccles had 145 receiving yards on just 3 catches with 2 scores.
Our passing game hasn't been up to snuff. I mean, we were one of the best passing teams in the nation last year, and we have most of those guys back that were involved with that. And so we've been a little bit frustrated with it, and finally, it was probably the part of the game that really kind of saved us today, and that was good in terms of building confidence for the future.
It felt pretty good. Hayden, he was definitely putting the ball on the money, and the line was definitely back there blocking for him. So that's definitely got the throwing game going. I saw the weakness in the defense. I ran to the open spot. He put it up in the air, and I just told myself I got to catch it and take it to the end zone, because that's what we got to do to win games.
So it's back to 500 on the season, a 2-2 record, of course also 2-2 in MIAA play, with a 45-28 win for Central Missouri over Nebraska-Kearney. For UCMathletics.com, I'm Katie Smith.